We normally going to cover the topic called TEM mode propagation through a parallel plate waveguide. We can as well call this as a parallel plate waveguide or parallel conducting plates. So either one of them we can normally call this as. So don't get confused with the terminology. So we can call this as parallel plate planes or parallel plate conducting planes or a parallel plate waveguide. So TEM mode propagation in the parallel plate waveguide we look into, we look after today. Okay. Now in the previous session what we discussed? We discussed about in the previous session TE and TM mode propagations we have discussed in the previous class. So in the TE, what we did actually is we have solved the wave equations in the TE mode, and by looking into TE mode equations I have just simply made you to write the TM mode equations as well. Okay. Now in today's session we go with the TEM mode, right? Now we consider a spatial domain as we considered in the previous classes. The spatial domain is going to be x, y and z axis, right, where there are two conducting plates. One plate is along the x is equal to 0 axis, another plate is along x is equal to a axis, which means what? The distance between the two plates is known as a. What I mean to say is the distance between these two plates is equal to a. That is why I can write this as x is equal to a, and we are going to consider a medium. The medium is going to be assumed as the homogeneous medium. When I consider homogeneous medium, this mu and epsilon will be equal to constant in the homogeneous medium. Therefore we consider homogeneous medium. So to start with, we start with certain assumptions. What are the assumptions we are going to start now? The parallel plate waveguide or planes are going to be uniform in the y and z axes. Okay, as we have discussed in the previous class. What is the discussion we made here? We made all the discussion of TE and TM mode by keeping the keeping the wave uniform along the y axis. Now here we are going to keep the wave uniform along the y and z axis. Why it is so? Because in TEM mode, if you think about, the Ez and Hz components will be equal to 0. What is the meaning of this? The wave is propagating along the z axis. The wave is propagating along the z axis. When the wave is propagating along z axis, then in the TEM mode, both the electric and magnetic fields are going to be transverse to the propagation of the wave. That means the electric field along z direction, magnetic field along z axis will be normally equal to 0 in the TEM mode propagations. So this is the condition we normally take into consideration to start with. Next here, for a homogeneous medium, we can write del square V is equal to 0, where V is nothing but the potential difference between 2 points. So this is the basic equation which we have from EMTL subject. So we just simply use the existing equations while solving the present equations. Now what is del square operator? Del square is known as dou square by dou x square plus dou square by dou y square plus dou square by dou z square. That is basically the del square operator. Now we expand this with the del square operator. Thereby we can get dou square v by dou x square plus dou square v by dou y square plus dou square v by dou z square is equal to 0. Now the assumption, let us look into the assumption now. What is the assumption we are making now? The assumption is that the parallel plate planes is uniform in y and z axis. That means as y and z axis are going to be uniform, or uniform plane, the wave is going to be uniform over y and z axis, the differentiation with respect to y and z becomes equal to 0, and hence these two are simply going to get vanished. So therefore finally I will be left over with dou square v by dou x square. Dou square v by dou x square equal to 0. Now this partial derivative is no more remained as a partial derivative. It has simply become like a independent derivative with respect to x. So therefore finally we can write this as dv by dx, d square v by dx square equal to 0. So this is the equation we normally going to get. That means we have a plane along x is equal to 0 and along x is equal to a. So this is the plane location actually. That means along x direction we normally going to have the field. So therefore here this equation dv is normally going to be Vx for us. We can write this as Vx here. So we normally going to have a potential between the two plates. So to solve this, now solving this equation means what? We find or we solve the above equation. We solve the equation for Vx. We solve the equation for Vx, that is potential difference between these two planes, which is known as Vx. Along x direction we are going to find out the potential from which equation? From d square v by dx square equation, okay, is equal to 0. So when you say something, this is a second order differential equation, d square v by dx square is a second order differential equation. Now this is nothing but the differential equation with the solution. That means if it is equal to 0 means what? The equation is a solvable equation. If it is not is equal to 0 means what? The equation is not a solvable equation. So that is why we are going to represent this with a second order differential equation, d square v by dx square is equal to 0. Now in order to find out this Vx, what I should do now? We simply going to apply some boundary conditions. Now here we start applying the boundary conditions. We apply boundary conditions. Now to apply boundary conditions, what are the plates we have? We have two conducting plates. Since we have two conducting plates, I can just simply draw the two conducting plates something like this. So this is along x direction that I am going to have. This is one plate I am going to have. Then similarly I am going to have another plate. Okay. So let us suppose I am going to have another plate. Now between these two plates I am going to apply a potential. Okay, or some voltage. So I can call this voltage as some V0. Say V0. So this is the voltage I am going to apply here, plus minus. Right. So the distance between these two is normally is equal to x is equal to a for us. So these two are the two plates. This is the bottom plate. Okay, and this is the top plate. Bottom plate and the top plate. So when you apply some potential between these two plates, now what is this is equal to? This is equal to x is equal to 0 plane. This one is now going to be x is equal to a plane. Right? Now we are applying a potential between these 2 points. Once you apply potential between these 2 points, then now these two conducting plates are now charged. Now because of this potential, electric field is going to get induced in this particular parallel plates. Right? Now one more assumption we are going to have is that we are always going to consider the field between these two plates. That means we will be considering only, we are confined to only the fields between the two regions of the parallel conducting planes. Between these two planes only we are going to consider the field. Now we are not considering the field other than the field in between the two conducting plates. This is what another important point that we normally going to look after. Now once we look after with that, then next what we can have now? Let us solve for this equation. To solve this equation, how can we solve? Now I have to get the Vx or this V from this differential equation. So therefore I can double differentiate this above equation. So that means here how I can do now? So integration d square v by dx square, double differentiation, that we normally going to take as it is. So this is going to be Vx. Double differentiation will do. So therefore we can write dv by dx. So one of the differentiation will get, I can just simply write this as something like the double differentiation will go, and this dv component. Now dv by dx. I can take as something like a, some parameter like a. So this is something like a component. Now I can have now a integration of a with respect to x I am doing. So with respect to x I am doing dx. So this I can write as now ax plus b. Now when I write this ax plus b, now I have to find out these two coefficients. A and b are known as the coefficients of this particular equation. Now this is a general solution. What is this ax plus b? It is known as the general solution. I can call this as a general solution. So we have to solve the general solution to get the overall equation for potential between the two parallel plates. Now to find out that particular potential, what I should do now? I have to go into the boundary conditions. What do you mean by boundary conditions? We apply some limits to find out the boundary conditions. Okay, now to find out the general solution, what we are going to do now? What is the equation we have got? We have got equation as something like ax plus b is the equation which we have got. So we have to solve for this particular equation, which is equal to v naught. So what is the potential that we are applied previously? We are applied a potential called v naught. So v naught is equal to ax plus b. V naught is the applied potential. So this is the basic equation we normally going to get. Now we apply the boundary conditions. Now apply boundary conditions. What is the meaning of applying boundary conditions? Applying limits. Apply boundary conditions means we apply the limits. What are the limits we are going to apply? At x is equal to 0. Now we have a parallel plate here at x is equal to 0, x is equal to a. So at x is equal to 0, we will write the expression now. Now here at x is equal to 0, what we can have now? V naught of x is equal to 0 is nothing but equal to v naught of 0 or v of 0. So this value will be equal to 0. So initially at x is equal to 0 means what? At x is equal to 0, we have a ground plane. We have a ground plane. We have a ground plane. Since it is a ground plane, this plane I can take as a ground plane. Ground plane. So this is the positive plane. Positive plane. So two planes we normally going to consider. So therefore at x is equal to 0, because it is a ground plane, the potential will be equal to 0. As we already know. So now that means here I am just simply applying a potential here like this. Between these two I am going to apply the potential now. So this is v naught, potential we are applying. So this is the top plate is positive, ground plate is ground, therefore it will be equal to 0 initially. So therefore ground plate is normally equal to 0. So by keeping this, what we can simply find out? X is equal to 0. Since x is equal to 0, this is equal to 0, v naught is equal to 0, 0 a into 0 plus b. So which implies b equal to 0. We have got the value b is equal to 0. Then next another condition we apply at x is equal to a. That is we are going to have the top, we are looking into the top plate. We look into the top plate now. Okay. So when you look into the top plate, what are you going to have now? This v naught at x is equal to a is normally equal to v naught for us, is normally equal to v naught for us. So which is the actual potential. Okay. Now we substitute them in the previous equation. So v naught is equal to x a into x plus 0. Now we substitute x is equal to a here. Once you substitute x is equal to a here, what we get now? V naught is equal to a into small a. Okay. So this is the one we get. Now by this we can find out a. A is equal to now simply v naught by small a. Right. So if you replace a with d, which is distance between two plates, you can just write that as distance between two plates also. So this is what the equation we normally going to get it over here. Now once after we get this equation, then let us write the overall equation. So V naught is equal to what we can have. What is A? A is nothing but V naught by A, okay, into X plus 0. So this is the equation we normally going to get, which is the equation of potential equation between these two parallel plates. So once we get this equation, potential equation between these two parallel plates, this is similar to the point that we are discussing, like it is in the form of a simple equation of potential. This is known as simple equation of potential. So it is known as a simple equation of potential. Did we really got the solution, final solution? No, we have to get the wave propagating through a medium. Wave propagating through a medium we want to get. So this is just a potential. After potential, we have to get the electric field. So after we get electric field, we have to apply the motion properties to the wave for a wave to propagate. Therefore, first of all, we got this as a potential. So from potential, we have to get electric field. What is the equation we have? Using electrostatics, gradient of potential is equal to the electric field. So from electrostatics, what we can write? From electrostatics field, what we can write? E is normally proportional to del V. That means the gradient of potential is proportional to the electric field from the electrostatics, that is EMTL we are going to get. So this is known as gradient of potential. V is potential, del is del operator. This del into V is known as the gradient for us. So therefore gradient of potential is equal to the electric field we normally going to have. So this electric field, what I can write this as now? This del E is equal to minus del V. So this is the general equation which we can have for the electric field representation. So electric field can be represented as equal to minus del V. So this is the equation we normally going to write it over here. Okay. So now let us expand this equation. When you expand this equation, what is this V we normally going to have? What is this V for we normally going to have? V is something like Vx only we have, Vx component only we have, right? Why Vx component is only there here? Because we are already assumed that, what we assumed, y and z quadrants are going to be uniform. The wave along the y and z quadrants are going to be uniform. So we are not going to consider the effect of y and z component for the potential. So therefore those two are zeros. So finally we remain with only Vx. Right, now from electrostatics, what I can write now? E is equal to minus del V. So once I write E is equal to minus del V, if I write the complete form of this equation, what I can write? This E is equal to minus for del operator. Del is a spatial domain operator or a spatial operator. So this spatial operator, what I can write as? I can write this as dou by dou x of V Ax. So along Ax direction unit vector, we represent along Ax direction to get a vector representation. Okay, potential is a scalar, whereas electric field is a vector. So to represent a vector, we always represent by using a unit vector Ax. So therefore I am representing this with a unit vector Ax. So similarly I am going to have dou V by dou y Ay plus dou V by dou z into Az. So this is the components we normally going to have. Now we have made an assumption. What is the assumption? The wave is going to be uniform along y and z quadrants. Therefore anything with respect to differentiation with respect to y and z will simply going into 0. So finally we left over with the equation. What the equation we left over with? E is equal to minus dou Vx by dou x into Ax. So this is the equation we normally left over here. So already we developed Vx. Vx is equal to, what is that we developed? V naught by A of x. V naught by A x. This is what we have developed now previously, right? What is A? Distance between the two plates. Okay. So some people will write, if A is equal to D, distance is D, we can write this Vx is equal to V naught by D of x. Okay. So this is known as Vx that we have, potential. Now this potential will substitute in this particular equation. So in this equation what we can have now, E is equal to minus dou by dou x of V naught by D, or A we can write whatever. So I can write A, okay, of x. So this is what we can have, right? Once I differentiate this, what equation I am going to get? E is equal to minus V naught by A. E is equal to minus V naught by A as the equation we normally going to get it over there. Okay. So this one is along the AX direction. AX direction. So this is the equation for electric field that we normally going to get. That means because of this applied potential, an electric field is going to get induced in the x axis, Now what about this minus sign is indicating to us? Minus sign is indicating that the electric field is flowing from top plate to the bottom plate. Okay, we have started from x is equal to 0 and we are moving in the forward direction, we are moving in the upward direction representing. But the electric field is moving from top to bottom. So that is the indication here. The electric field is simply moving from top to bottom like this. The electric field lines are moving like this. And we are assuming that there is no fringing effect outside this particular plates. Fringing means what? There are no fields here. No fields are going to be there outside of this particular plate. So outside, no fringing effects are there. No fields are flowing in the outside region of the plates. All the field directions are within the parallel plates. So that is what the consideration we normally going to have. So the electric field equation we can write this as E is equal to V naught by A. Generally, what is A? E is equal to voltage by distance traveled, distance between the two plates. Say for example, if you have a two plates like this is one plate, this is another plate, right? I apply some voltage here V. Now the distance between the two plates is D. What is electric field induced? E is equal to simply V by D. So we simply got the similar kind of a representation. E is equal to V by D representation only. So here this is what the electric field induced. Now is it the final equation of a plane wave or a wave propagating to the medium? No, it is not the final equation of the plane wave propagating to the medium. Why? Because the wave is propagating along the z direction. So we have to compulsorily incorporate the component called compulsorily z component we have to incorporate. So therefore finally the field equation, what I can write the field equation as now? The field equation I can write as E of xy is equal to, what is the equation we can have now here? For this I can write this field equation as minus V naught by A into Ax, okay, and this is 0. Now what are the limits for this? So minus V naught by Ax is going to exist between, what are the limits here? The limits here are going to be x is going to lie between 0 and A, and what about this width now? This width, this is nothing but y. So y is going to lie between 0 and w, where w is width of the plates. So this, under these dimensions we normally going to have this as the value. Okay, this is the value of the electric field. Next it will be 0 otherwise. In all the other accesses, other parameters, other boundary conditions, the electric field is normally equal to 0. So therefore we can say that the electric field is something like is equal to the potential applied between two plates divided by the distance between the two plates. So where A is nothing but distance between the two plates, and V naught is the potential applied between the two plates. It is something like electric field between the 2 points that we are simply considering over here. That means how can we represent here? Say for example, we have top plate, we have a bottom plate like this, and electric field is now propagating from top to bottom. So this top plate is nothing but x is equal to A, this is nothing but x is equal to 0 plate, and electric field is normally going to flow like this from top plate to the bottom plate. By this particular equation we can simply going to come across that particular concept. Okay, so this is the electric field wave equation which is flowing from top plate to the bottom plate. Now after we do with this, is it really final equation for us? No, it is not the final equation for us. What could be the final equation for us? Definitely the final equation should be along the z direction. So for to get along z direction, what I should do now? I should incorporate the gamma z component. Okay, now we will be looking into the TEM wave equation derived from electrostatics. So we already got the expression for the electric field using electrostatics, and now we have to get the expression for the TEM wave. So electric field expression means what? What is the electric field equation we have got? E of xy is equal to, what is the equation that we have just now we have got? Minus V naught by A into x of Ax. So this is the equation we normally going to get. Okay. So this x component has been cancelled out in the derivative part. So V naught by A of Ax over the limits x is going to lie between 0 and A, and y is going to lie between 0 and W. So this is what this we are going to have, and it's going to be 0 otherwise. In all the rest of the other conditions, this value is normally equal to 0. Now we have to get TEM wave equation. To get TEM wave equation, what we will be doing now? Simply we are going to multiply this electric field equation with respect to z component. So that means when I say this, I can write this as E of x comma y comma z. So I normally include all the three quadrants to represent this. Now for to get a TEM wave, what we can have now? This is for TEM wave. So we normally going to write V naught by A, which is basically in A's direction, into e power minus gamma z. What is this gamma? Gamma is known as the propagation constant, which is nothing but is equal to alpha plus j beta. Alpha plus j beta. Now as the medium, what is the medium we are considering? Homogeneous medium. In the homogeneous medium, alpha would be equal to 0. That is, the attenuation is normally equal to 0 in the case of the homogeneous medium. So therefore, if you take this alpha is equal to 0, we left over with j beta. So finally we can write the TEM wave equation as E of xyz is equal to, we simply write this as minus V naught by A Ax into e power minus j beta z. So this is the final wave equation that we can write. Now what this equation is telling to us? This equation is speaking to us. What is that it is telling to us? It is telling that the electric field is now, this is the representation of electric field propagating along the z direction. So this is the electric field equation of a TEM wave, propagating along the z direction. Then next we have to find out the magnetic field wave equation. So for magnetic field wave equation, what we have to do? Now we will be writing for the magnetic field equation. For magnetic field components, what we can have, we can normally use a wave equation. In the coming classes, we discuss about wave equations also. We go with the wave impedance. In the coming classes, we go with the wave impedance. So let us go with the equation of wave impedance. Wave impedance eta is equal to generally the electric field by the magnetic field equation. So eta is equal to, generally the formula is going to be E by H. So using that particular formula, we can write, we want to get the wave along the z axis because the wave is propagating along the z direction. Therefore we write Az into the electric field by eta to get the H. So H is nothing but equal to E by eta. So that's what I am writing, E by eta. But I want the electric field, magnetic field along the Az direction. So I am multiplying it with Az. So therefore this H of XYZ I can represent as Az cross, now this is going to be cross, Az cross E. What is E just now we have got? It is going to be Ax times V naught by A into e power minus j beta z. So this is the equation we are going to have by eta. Right. So what is Az cross Ax? Az cross Ax is nothing but equal to Ay. Az cross Ax is equal to Ay. So now this value, this is going to be internally, it is minus. So Az into Ax is nothing but equal to Ay. So therefore we are going to have V naught by A into e power minus j beta z along Ay direction. So which is equal to the magnetic field, So what is that we have now? Electric field. What is electric field we have got? Electric field is in the Ax direction, whereas magnetic field is in the Ay direction. So where the x-plane, x-axis and y-axis are orthogonal to each other. Hence we say that electric and magnetic fields are orthogonal to each other. So with this we have represented the electric field and a magnetic field for a TEM mode waves. So in the next class we will go with other part of the theory, that is called velocity of propagation, wave impedance. Okay, these two equations we will see in the next class. Then we see some of the problems on this particular unit 1. So after we complete this unit 1, that means 2 or 3 classes we require. After we complete this, we go to the unit number 2. Thank you very much.